America. The all-American dream. Borrowing money. Yay! Mostly in this section, we're going to be doing the same thing we did in the previous section. We're going to be using our time value money application. At this time, we're going to be figuring out what the payment we would need to make for various loans would be. That means some of our numbers are going to change in how we view them. Present value will be however much the loan was for, whether it was for a student loan, a credit card, a mortgage, a car, it doesn't matter. But that money is money that we are actually receiving. When we borrow money, even if it just passes through our being by seconds, we receive the money on our behalf. So present value, and it's positive because it's a receipt. The payments, that's what we're usually solving for, and that's going to be negative because obviously that's the money we have to pay out. And our future value, the future value will be 0 because that's how much money we need to have owing at the end. You don't want to stop paying for your loan before your balance is 0. Now we'll be asked a couple other questions usually so that we can examine how much we're actually paying for various loans and how much of our money is going toward interest and how much is going toward the actual principal we borrowed. To begin the problems, though, we're back to the same application we had before. Student loan of $12,000. That's how much we borrowed at the beginning. So $12,000, a positive present value. We have an APR of 8% for 10 years, and we want to find monthly payments. So monthly payments means 12 down at the bottom and times 12 at the top. This time we know the future value. We don't want to quit paying for our loan until it's paid off, and we're solving for payments. We solve for payments just the same way we solved in the last section, and this time our monthly payment turns out to be $145.59. Now the second question is, how much do we pay totally for our $12,000 loan? Well, my monthly payment was $145.59. And how many times did I make that payment? Well, that's what N is. I made that payment 12 times a month, or 12 times a year for 10 years. That means I made that payment 120 times. Which means totally I paid $17,470.80 for my $12,000 loan. If I want to know what percentage goes to the principal, $12,000 was the principal. That's how much I borrowed. Divided by however much I paid, $17,470.80. Get that answer and change it to a percent. Means I paid 68.7% toward my principal. The percentage that went toward interest, well, all of my payment is 100%. So if I just take 100% minus the 68.7 that went to my principal, that leaves me with 31.3% went to interest. So, pause, see if you could do the same thing with a $100,000 mortgage. So a mortgage of $100,000 means that we got at least the benefit of $100,000 at the beginning of the problem. Fixed APR of 8.5 for 15 years. Again, we want to make monthly payments. That goes 3 places. Future value is 0 unless we want them to take away our house. We solve for payments. Payments on this mortgage would be $984.74. 15 times 12, that's how many payments we make. $984.74. If you don't know how much 15 times 12 is and you forget to look at your end before you get out of the program, you can always just do the times 15 times 12. That means we paid $177,253.20 for this house. Principal is $100,000 divided by the total we paid. As a percentage is 56 point. My decimal point started flying. How about 56.4%? The interest, I take the 56.4%, subtract it from 100, and that leaves me with 43.6. The next 2 problems are essentially the same exact thing, so try those and then start this recording back to check your answers. If we do $100,000 for 30 years at 7%, monthly payment, 12 months, all 3 places, till we pay the house off. Our payment in this case is $665.30. $665.30 times 360, which is what 30 times 12 is, means in this case we pay $239,508. 100,000 out of the 239,508 means that 41.8% of our payments went to principal. Subtract that from 100, 58.2% of our payments went to interest. Credit card, we received the benefit of $2,500, 18% interest. We want to pay it off in 1 year in monthly payments. So 1 times 12 is just going to be 12 up there. We want to pay it off. Solve for our monthly payment. Our monthly payment would be $229.20. Oops. Oh shoot. We'll just do it all over again. $229.20. And if we multiply that times 12 for 12 payments, means we would pay $2,750.40 for our credit card. Now, one thing that I want to go over real quickly before we leave is what if we wanted to pay it off in 9 months? Say, your kid's going to go to school in 9 months and you want to have it paid off before you do that. What changes? Well, the only thing that changes is your end becomes 9. Your PY and your CY, they do not change because they're still 12 months in a year. And remember that /Y stands for per year. So just because you're not going to use the whole year to pay off your credit card, that doesn't mean that your interest gets split up any less. Because they wouldn't know at the beginning that you're not going to use the whole year. Also, that's not the way credit cards or anything else works. If I did it in 9 months, my answer would be $299.02. But really, what I'm wanting you to make sure you realize is that if you're given an amount of time in months, that is your end. You don't do any multiplying for that.